Well, thanks for tuning in. Just a recap of this past weekend. We dropped our first loss here in quite a while here at home versus Iowa on Friday night. Want to really say thanks to all the support and all the fans for coming out. It was great to see all those Minnesota people out there. I know it looked like a fun event, and it was just I know the guys really appreciate it, so that was cool. Started off, a lot of I think there was 5 matches everybody was really excited to see. There was 5 of them that were in particular, very closely ranked. 133, 141, 174, 184, and 197. Those guys were all very close ranked, so those were great matchups. At 133 and 141, both the Dardanes got big wins for us. They look like hammers. They're both wrestling extremely well, and they both did a good job of sticking to their game plan and coming out and having very strong, controlled wins there. So it was a good weekend for them. At 174 pounds, I know that was the match a lot of people were talking about, and a lot of controversy with the way it finished and stuff. So, that's a match obviously we wanted to win. Would have played a big role in us winning this duel, would be winning that match. And if you didn't get a chance to see it, we ended up giving up that takedown in overtime. And it was controversial from the standpoint, I know a lot of people are going back and forth saying, well, there's, no reaction time as far as finishing takedowns, but there still is the rule that you have to have control. You got to have complete control when you bring them down. So there's some things in there. You see that a handful of times in a lot of matches where in that position, I think if it wasn't overtime and the ref didn't maybe make that quick call, there's no question that would probably continue. So we thought it was a bad call, ended up unfavorable for us, but in the end of the day, it is what it is, and we got to find a way to score those points earlier so it doesn't get to that point. But so then moving on to 184, we end up dropping the bout at 184 pounds. 197, Schiller had a real tough matchup. I know going into this one, these two had met each other a handful of times before. Schiller always coming out on top, but always some really great battles. It was a tight match. I thought Schiller did a great job of staying focused, just sticking to his game plan, moving and trying to continue to build position. And in the end, he ends up scoring a takedown with very little time left in the third period. So that's just a good job. We talk to our guys all the time. You just got to be ready and continue to wrestle. And maybe for a second there was a small opening, and Scott took advantage of it. So it was a great win. Another great match I think a lot of people were wondering about, and there was rumors going also. We had a couple guys that were sick, but one of them I think that everyone heard about a little bit was Dylan Ness. Somehow people were asking us about that before the duel. Obviously, hopefully everyone understands those are things that we don't want to leak out, because it makes a difference if you're the guy that's going to be competing against him and you know the guy is sick. So a lot of people were asking us if he was sick and wasn't wrestling, and we basically said no, he's wrestling for sure. And that was really Dylan's call. We got back from Penn State. Dylan was sick all week. He was running a high fever and wasn't feeling good. And really, the first thing he did is when he walked out on that mat to wrestle that whole week. So I was really impressed with him from the standpoint of, I think, a minute into the match, getting into a couple of those scrambles, you could see that he wasn't feeling good at all. Everyone could tell that, there was no question. And he still had 5.5 minutes left to wrestle, and the guy really just was a gamer. He focused and refocused there and gutted it out and came back and got a really big win. And that was huge. I think it says a lot for him in a sense of you're feeling that way and you're not even close to 100%, and you come out and find a way in a big environment like that to get a win when you're down, and he did it in a great fashion. So I was impressed with him in that sense. A couple other really good matches I thought. Heavyweight, Crails wrestled great at heavyweight. Had a really good job riding in the top position, nearly got a riding time point, and I thought just continued to battle, and that's one of the top heavyweights in the country. So we feel like he's just continuing to make big gains here, and he just got to come through and get we need to get one of these wins against one of these top-ranked guys for him just to keep his confidence up, and I believe he's showing people that he can wrestle with the top heavyweights in the country. So again, just want to say thanks for coming out on Friday. It was great support. It was really excited to see all of you fans out there and supporting us, and it was a packed house, so that was cool. This weekend we leave on Friday. Tough opponent. We go out and wrestle Ohio State. Should be a great duel out there. A lot of really good matchups. Then we go to Maryland on Sunday, and then we'll be back on Monday to recap the weekend. So thanks for tuning in, and see you next week.